Peace, love, and life, family. I am Picasso Cognizance. This is Resolute Fathers. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell a friend about Resolute Fathers. And make sure you get the copy of the book, Who's the Daddy? It is on Amazon. According to LegalMatch.com, what happens when the parents fail to pay on time? If the non-custodial parent does not pay on time or does not pay in full, the Child Support Enforcement Office may take the following actions. Listen carefully. Withhold child support from wages and unemployment benefits, workers' compensation claims, etc. Intercept federal and state refunds to fund the child support arrears. Not to fund your daughter or son, but to fund child support arrears. Report parents owing past due support to credit bureaus. Report parents owing child support to new employers. Now you got to be mindful. Back in 2018, child support and your employer made over $24 billion, family, because your employer got a legal binding contract with child support. Refer parents owing past due support to the Motor Vehicle Administration for driver license suspension. Now, this is another thing that I don't understand why child support does it. Why do they suspend your license? What's the point of that? If they suspend your license, how they gonna get paid? How little Bobby or Johnny gonna eat? You feel what I'm saying? Think about it. Do they really care about the children, family? I'm afraid not, fam. Now, you gotta be mindful now. It is a misdemeanor for a first offense of driving while license suspended in Georgia. At least 2 days in jail and up to 12 months in prison. Fines up to $1,000. Now, garnish accounts at financial institutions, which are banks. Request the suspension or revocation of a professional or recreational license. Bring contempt of court actions against the delinquent parent. Issue an administrative lien on real or personal property and seize assets for past due support. Deny the insurance or renewal of a passport and refer cases for federal persecution when non-custodial parents move to another state to avoid paying child support. A wage assignment is a unique procedure that permits the court to order an employer to make direct payments to the custodial parent for the supporting parent's wages. You can seek the other parent's wages to be withheld, and the payment is sent directly to you through an earnings withholding order. You can also request the court for this order when child support is first granted or later on if the person fails to pay child support. A notice of this action must also be served on the paying parent's employer. Because you got to remember, you got to be mindful that your employer has a legal binding contract with child support. The employer will deduct child support like any other deductions from the paying parent's paycheck and send the money directly to the custodial parent. This is considered a valuable tool if the non-paying parent has a steady job. Now, if a person willfully disobeys a lawful child support order, they can be found in contempt of court. Once the court rules that a person is in contempt, the court can order several remedies, including that the person is temporarily imprisoned until they pay a certain amount established by the court to purge the contempt. Now, how they going to do that when they locked up? Think about it. The civil contempt action is typically brought by the custodial parent or the local child support agency acting on your behalf. If your driver's license has already been suspended, you can try to file a motion to reinstate your driver's license with the court, which issued the child support order. You must include in your motion why you think the suspension is an error or why you believe it is in your children's best interest to reinstate your driver's license. Wow. It's people that don't have a car. If the license are suspended, what that's going to do, especially if you don't have a car to drive. Like, you got to think about what I'm trying to tell you. Under federal law, debtor's prison been banned since 1833. A century and a half later, in 1983, the Supreme Court affirmed that incarcerating indigent debtors was unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. So be mindful of that. Now, Child Support Enforcement Administration must inform the MVA to reinstate your license once the arrearages are paid in full, or if you have demonstrated good faith by paying the order amount of support for some consecutive months after the suspension. If you are currently working and your driver's license has been suspended, you can request a work restricted driver's license. To do this, you should obtain an authorization letter from your employer confirming your employment there. Now, you just got to understand, it's just seeing, you see all this business and connecting that they got going on, child support, they got your employers on lock, your financial institution on lock. I mean, they demanding this money, family, and you think they really care about your child? Also, by them seizing your real property and real estate and all this, man, like, you got to be mindful of this, family. You got to be mindful of this. Next, you can contact your agent at your local child support enforcement office and arrange a meeting to present the proof of employment and request a work restricted license. The Child Support Enforcement Administration will then provide you with the paperwork to take the MVA to receive the restricted license. Now, MVA, that just means Motor Vehicle Administration. Just take care of your responsibility. You don't need the system involved. And this is what happens when you get the system involved, man. I'm talking about, man, they worse than the mob. Child support worse than the mob, man. They run this. You got to understand this. Child support is international too. It's international. Get the book. Get Who's the Daddy, man. I'm telling you. The book goes deep into detail about, how child support get down, man. Once you know how they get down and you know the games that they play, they will never, it will never affect you because you know how they move. So know your parental rights as well. Know your parental rights, man. I'm telling you. Make sure you like, subscribe. Also join Resolute Fathers Patreon. Peace.